Well, I've just read 5 articles from the mainstream media who all say the protests against Tesla, uh, which in many cases have been exceptionally violent, shootings, bombings, car bombings, intentional malicious damage to personal owners' cars. They've said it's all acceptable because most of it is actually peaceful. And actually, this is just a global movement. We should accept the fact that this is happening. Wow. In response to this, Trump has said there's going to be up to 20-year prison sentences. And there's been some interesting reactions from the people who have been caught. I mean, some of the facial expressions are quite unnerving to see these people looking like they're pretty tough, damaging people's vehicles. And then they're in tears and crying when they're in, prison, getting their prison photo taken. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. I should make it very clear here, guys. I don't condone some of the sentiments around things Musk has said. I don't. That's the truth. I don't want people to lose their jobs in the United States, especially if they shouldn't have lost them. Now, I've got to say, guys, and you would know this, there are definitely people in every company that do nothing. This is exceptionally common. I've seen it throughout my life many times. And would it be good if we could get rid of those from any business? Absolutely. Is that what's happening in the US? Are they just firing the people who do nothing? Probably not. There's probably plenty of people who actually do work hard. I get the uproar about that. Totally get it. I mean, imagine, it could have been me. It could have been you. It could have been one of your friends. I'm sure it's possible that you're doing your job, you're working hard, and you get fired for nothing. And there's something to be angry about. But does that mean you should go and destroy someone else's personal property, or advocate for that, or advocate for exposing their personal address on the internet? No. This is what the mainstream media is saying is acceptable. They're saying that, no, this is totally normal because it's a movement against Elon Musk himself. So therefore, basically the means justifies the ends. Now, I personally don't agree with that. I don't agree that violence is a solution. And I know some of you are unsubscribed as a result of that, which is good. I don't want people on this channel that believe violence is the solution in this situation, as it most certainly is not going to do anything positive. Now, the US Attorney General is going after Tesla attackers. 3 people are facing up to 20 years in prison. One of them used an AR-15 rifle to shoot at a Tesla store on multiple occasions, and 8 Molotov cocktails to try to destroy Tesla's vehicles, which did work. In addition to that, attacks on Teslas are becoming much more common occurrence. In the United States, it's happening around the world. It's happening in France, Germany, New Zealand, even here in Australia, it's happened as well. The federal government in the US is getting heavily involved. As part of this effort, US Attorney General Pamela Bondi has announced charges against 3 people for the violent destruction of Tesla properties, and they've been considered terrorists, domestic terrorists. Guys, even if you feel strongly against Tesla, and I understand that, or you feel strongly against Elon Musk, don't do this. I mean, really, express your displeasure on social media, but in a mature way. If you do it in an emotional way, no one's going to care. They're going to think, look at that lunatic. I've seen a lot of people's posts on Facebook. No one's taking you seriously. Honestly, they're not. And I know this is going to hurt you emotionally, but I'm saying this for your own good. If you say something in a logical, cohesive way on social media, people will listen to you. Not everyone, but some people will. They'll say, you know what, John or Mick or whoever you are, you made a really good argument. And now I think I agree with you because that was so logical. It made sense. But if you go on a massive rant and you post these ridiculous memes, it makes you look like an 8-year-old having a tantrum, even though you probably got a really good point. But you're ruining your own point by being so incredibly emotional and making some really wild claims. And then people, honestly, most people are fairly logical and they'll just scroll right past. They'll just go, whoa, look at this loony saying this stuff again. So my point is to say this: if you want to affect change, making extreme statements and acting like a bit of a nut job online is not the way to do it. Attacking someone's cars is not the way to do it. The way to do it, and you absolutely can affect change. I mean, you might have, a few hundred Facebook friends or a few hundred social media friends. Make a post and make it sound logical. Give a constructive, logical argument. Explain how it's affecting people in a logical, non-emotional way, as non-emotional as you can be anyway. That will help. Now, the government is saying that people armed with, one particular person was armed with an AR-15 rifle and was arrested after throwing 8 Molotov cocktails and shooting at a Tesla store. And I feel like the media are condoning this. I mean, news.com.au, which is the biggest news website here in Australia, is basically saying, oh, it's all well and good, it's all fine because most of these protests aren't violent, just because most of them aren't. To me, that's crazy. I just think that's absolutely insane. The second individual was arrested in Loveland, Colorado, after attempting to light Teslas on fire with handheld bombs. The government claimed the defendant was later found in possession of materials used to produce additional incendiary weapons. Lastly, a person in Charleston, South Carolina, wrote profane messages against President Trump around Tesla charging stations and then lit on fire those Tesla charging stations and continued to do it in other locations. Now, I'm sure you've seen a lot of the damage that's been caused. And these people might be made an example of because it's becoming a huge problem across not just the United States, but all around the world. People thinking violence is a good solution. They really, honestly, are making themselves look like they're worse than Musk. If you go and destroy someone's personal property and they have no connection to Elon Musk, legitimately, you do look worse than him. That's actually a fact. Because it's true what he's doing. You can disagree with it. Absolutely. And I actually, like I've said, I do disagree with a lot of things that are happening in the US right now. But if you personally think that the solution is attacking someone else's personal property, then you just look like a total nut job. The days of committing crimes without consequence have ended, said the Attorney General. Let this be a warning. If you join the wave of domestic terrorism against Tesla properties, the Department of Justice will put you behind bars. Now, I saw a post today of someone, which was really well written. Somebody who was driving their Tesla along, their Tesla, they'd had it for a few years, and somebody has driven in front of them, kind of illegally driven in front of them, slammed their brakes on, got out of their car, and started yelling at them and demanding they sell their car and just going off their faces at them. And it sounds like this is happening now. And this was a lady driving this car. And it was a guy that got out of his car and cut off this lady driving her Tesla. You know, whoever you are, dude, if I saw you do that, I'd punch you in the face. I'd punch you in the face because that's just pathetic. It's disgraceful to attack someone like that. I don't understand why someone would do that. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what you think your campaign is. It's not. You're not actually fighting a literal war. You're not literally in a warfare situation where someone's trying to shoot you. You're shooting back, and you can justify these kinds of actions. It's unbelievable. I can't believe this stuff's happening. And honestly, it's a real true indictment on the character of so many of these people. It is. It's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment on so many people who used to be fans of electric cars, and now they're showing that they're not fans of anything except their own emotions, which can easily be manipulated. Or maybe they're manipulating them themselves. I don't know. The news is coming 2 days after another statement was revealed. The swarm of violent attacks on Tesla property is nothing short of domestic terrorism. The Department of Justice has already charged several perpetrators with that in mind, including in cases that involve charges with 5-year mandatory minimum sentences. As for the 3 people charged in the latest round, they now face prison sentences ranging from 5 to 20 years. And I've seen some images from one of them crying their eyeballs out, like they're squinting their face. Oh, it's so embarrassing seeing these people act like this. You know what? If you do the crime, you've got to accept responsibility. And acting like this little freaking brat is unbelievable. I'm so embarrassed for some of these people. Guys, my point is here to say, keep on doing the right. If you feel strongly against what Elon Musk is doing, and I understand that totally, don't support this terrorism. Don't support sticking stickers on someone else's car. That's not a good thing to do. It's not a positive movement. It's not going to affect people in the way you think it is. Do it in a good way. Do it in a positive way. Talk to people in a measured way that shows you respect them. That shows you respect their feelings. If you leave a comment on a YouTube channel that says, "Oh, the Electric Viking is such a dickhead because he clearly doesn't understand what's happening in America. F him, I'm unsubscribing." Oh, it doesn't really affect me. I'm not going to read it. You're just going to look like an idiot. But if you leave a comment that's structured, logical, and makes sense, people will read it and they'll pay attention. Thanks for watching.